Hi everyone. Last session we have seen what is an IP address, and in this session we are going to see the classification of an IP and the range of an IP address. All these things we are going to see in detail. So let me start. See, last session what we have seen, what is an IP address? IP address is an address given to a machine for identification. That may be given manually or that can be getting from a DHCP server. So first we should understand the different classes of an IP address and what are the ranges of each class. So let me start. So before going for this, you should understand something about network ID and host ID. When we go about classification, you should know this first. See, what is the meaning of network ID? And then what is the meaning of host ID? Whenever we are going to see about the classification of an IP, So before going for this classification, you should know about what is the network ID and what is host ID. So before going for this host ID and network ID, let me explain you something. For example, you all belong to Australia. What is an area code of an Australia? +62. Okay. And for example, what is the number? 4357969, something a number. See, basically a telephone number consists of two parts, one called area code and one called the telephone number. Again, in a telephone number, basically we have two different parts. One is called the area code and one is called the telephone number. In simple, the area code will be the same or it will be different for all the people inside Australia. For all the people inside Australia, the area code remains the same. The area code will not change. Okay, but only the telephone number changes. I hope in the same way when you come for an IP address, for example, I have 192.168.5.10. In these numbers, some part is assigned for the network, that is the area code, and some part is assigned for the telephone number, that is the host part. So in short, in an IP address consists of two parts. The whole IP address consists of two parts. One is called a host part and one is called the network part. And so how to identify what is my network and how to identify what is my host? So in the upcoming sessions, you will understand each and everything in detail. So before going for this area code and all, let me explain you one more example. For example, I am from India, so let me give an example based on India. For example, we have a city, Chennai. Chennai is a city in India, okay, and we have a town again called Guntur, G-U-A-T-U-R, Guntur. Okay, it's a small town, and then we have a village again, village called Tenali. So again, these are what? Three different locations, three different places. Now the same thing what I discussed about the telephone number. In a telephone we have two things. One is called area code, one is called the landline number, what we used to call. So in Chennai, what is an area code? Area code is 044. So how many bits are assigned or how many numbers are assigned? Imagine three numbers. So still what are the other landline numbers? For example, still we have 7 numbers. So what is the total count? 10. Okay, just keep in mind. Example, as an example I'm saying, in a telephone number we have two different parts. One is called the area code, that is 044, and one is called the telephone number. So here 7 bits are assigned for the telephone number and 3 numbers are assigned for the area code. Now come for the town. When you come with town, the area code is 0863, 3 numbers, and here it is 6 numbers, 2, 3, 9, 7, 8, 9, something. Okay, so the total count will not change, total count remains same, but here what? The number of bits assigned for the network and the number of bits assigned for the host is going to vary. Again, here what? We have 4 bits and here we have 6 bits, so total count will not change. The same thing when you come for village, 08644. See, again the 08644 will remain same for all the people inside Tenali, and the 0864, the area code remains same for all the people who belongs to Guntur, and the 044 will remain the same for all the people who are staying in Chennai. So now how many numbers? 5 numbers are assigned. Now still only 5 numbers are remaining for me for telephone number. So why I am giving this explanation? Now if I ask you a question, which place will have more telephone numbers? Again, which place will have more? Obviously what you will tell? Obviously Chennai city, because in city more population. So why I am saying this, when we have more population we have more number of host bits. When we have less population, when we have less number of host bits. So simple logic is, where we have more number of host bits, there we are having more number of IP addresses, and where we have less number of host bits, there we have more. That means if the network bits are less, the host bits will be more, and then obviously the size will be bigger. So here how many combinations we can get? The combinations will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. So this much combinations, numbers we can get. The same thing if it is come for this, only 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again these numbers we can get maximum. See here, 1, 9 in the sense it makes a lot of difference. And again here 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again 9, 9. So this is the range of each state or each city, we can say. This is the range of city, this is the range of the town, and this is the range of the village. So that much number of telephone numbers they can get. Now let me correlate the same example with an IP address part. So let me give the same example with an IP addressing part. When you come with an IP address, see basically what they did, see all the companies will not remain the same. Some will be very big, some will be medium, some will be small. Now it depends on what, where we are having more number of host bits, there we are going to get more number of computers. So what they did, they classified the IPs as different classes based on the usage. Class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. So actually the IPs, the IANA, the organization, they classified these IP addresses as different classes. Why? Based on the use. For example, if you are a city, if you are having a more, you go with separate class. If you have a medium number of computers, like something, a number, you go with some specific class. If you have a very less number of computers, go with smaller one. Okay, what happens, sir, if I go with a bigger one, I am not going to pay any money for anyone. But still what I told you in the previous session, that efficiency of the network will be reduced. As I already informed you, if I take a class for one student in stadium, and if I take the same student in a small class, whether it will be changed? Yes, obviously the performance, because he is sitting in front of me and I am explaining him everything, so that he can able to understand each and everything clearly, rather than sitting in stadium. So this specific IPs have been classified as 5 different classes, but again only these 3 classes we can use for our LAN as well as the WAN. What is LAN and what is WAN? We discuss later. So just keep in mind, whatever the IPs we can use only from these 3 classes, because other two, which is class D and class E, we cannot use, because this is used for multicast and research purposes, government research purposes. So these things cannot be, your machine will not allow you to assign these IPs for you. Later I am going to show you all practicals, okay, regarding this. So now let me tell you where we are going to get more number of computers, where we are going to get less number of computers. See, as I told, how many bits are present in an IP address? 32 bit. In a telephone number we have 10 numbers. Out of 10 numbers, in city 3 numbers are assigned, 7 numbers are assigned for the telephone number. In the same way, in class A, the organization decides like 8 bits are assigned for the network, and remaining 24 bits are assigned for the host. Keep in mind again, total size is 32. Out of 32 bits, the first 8 bits are assigned for the network. That means this will be fixed when it comes with class A. And when it comes with class B, network, host, and host. That means 16 bits are assigned for the host and 16 bits are assigned for the network. And when you come with class C network, we have network, and host. So here we are going to get 24 bits are assigned for the network and only 8 bits are assigned for the host. Now, if someone asks you in class A how many IPs you are going to get, so your answer should be 2 to the power of 24. Why? Why it is 2 to the power of 24? Because we have 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits. So total size will be 2 to the power of 24, or 255 into 255 into 255. Approximately 16 million, approximately I am saying. 16 million IPs you are going to get. The same thing when you come with class B network. So what is the size of a network? 2 to the power of 16. Why? Because in host bits we have 16 bits. See again, size of the network depends on what? Depends on your host bits. So 2 to the power of 16, which becomes 65,000 approximately. And again, when you come with class C, how many bits we have? We have only 8 bits. So 2 to the power of 8. So which is equal to 256. Now, for example, in my organization, and again, what about these two? No, we don't have anything here like network and host, because these things cannot be used for our LAN, or that means your private IP or your public IP. We cannot use these things. Okay. So if someone asks you, if I have only 50 computers, which class I should go? Can I go with class A? Yes, you can go. See, no one is going to stop you. No one is going to restrict you. You can go, but the performance or the efficiency of the network will be reduced. So always being an administrator, you have to go for the appropriate class. See, for example, the question is, if I have only 100 computers, which class I should prefer? I should go with class C network. Why? Our strength, the total size of the network will be only 256. And when you come with class B network, what is the size of the network? Only 65. That means the whole network size will be 65,000 computers. And when you come with class A network, it becomes 16 million computers. And then about this class D and E, one is for research, one is for multicast. What is multicast? We discuss later. Multicast and government research purposes. So your machine will not allow you to assign these IPs. Okay. So I hope in an IP address out of 32-bit, you have to know this sequence. So how many bits are assigned for the network? How many bits are assigned for the host? So based on that only you can calculate what is subnet mask also. In the upcoming session, I'm going to explain what is the meaning of subnet mask exactly, so that you know in terms of definition, or someone is going to ask you, you can able to answer. So again, let me make the things clear in this session. See, today's session is all about only classification of IPs. So IPs have been classified as 5 different classes: class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. Only class A, class B, and class C can be used for your public and as well as the private, that is your LAN as well as your WAN. We cannot use class D and class E because it is used for multicast and research purpose. So we cannot assign also. If I go to assign an IP address for class D range or class E range, it will not allow me to assign for a normal operating system. Okay. So this is all about classification. And someone asks you in which class you are going to get more computers. It depends on in which class we have more number of host bits. In class A, we have more number of host bits. So we are going to get if someone asks you how many IPs you are going to get in class A, your answer should be 2 to the power of 24. Why 24? Because out of 32 bits, only 8 bits are assigned for the network and remaining 24 bits are assigned for the host. So for that the answer is 2 to the power of 4. And what is the size of the class B network? 2 to the power of 16. Why? Because 2 to the power of 16? Because we have 16 bits in the host part. And when you come with class C network, what is the size? 2 to the power of 8. Only 256. Imagine, if I have only 10 computers, which class I should prefer? In interview they may ask you, if I have only 100 computers, which class can I prefer? You can say class C network. Why class C? Because the size of the maximum size of the class C network is only 256. See, whenever I talk something, if I have only 100 people in a hall, when I talk something, obviously I prefer a hall where 200 people can accommodate. I cannot prefer a hall where like an auditorium where a very bigger size. My size is only 100 and I'm going for a 65,000 computer size. What happened? We cannot able to communicate? No, we can communicate, but the efficiency of the network will reduce. I hope it's clear for you what is the meaning of classification, why they did classified, why they did classification. Based on the size of the network, you can go for that appropriate network. For that, they did the classification as these different classes. I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you for choosing Tech Skills. Thank you.